right, this might be the fastest show ever because I want to go play some Dark and Darker. Half kidding. I will say, if there's anything from these 5 games, it is Christmas week. Like, if your game is coming out now, and you were expecting to get picked up by Christmas, then I don't know.
Yeah, by the way, your mic's super quiet.
Super quiet. Oh yeah, because it's a mile away. Turns out my mic's not that good.
Every week.
Every week. It's true. Mortal Shell.
Yeah, most of these games aren't even new games. They're just releases on
New
new
systems.
console.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know Naraka's one.
Yeah, so is Potion Craft. It's been out on PC for a while.
How about Turnip Boy commits tax evasion?
That one might be new. I don't keep up with my Turnip Boy.
Oh wow, really?
lore.
Damn.
So,
Valkyrie profile looks like it's a mainstream like game. Yeah, Squeenix. Fucking everything's Squeenix, dude.
yeah, but it's a re-release.
It is. PSP port. Cool. Yeah, so nothing really here. Big shocker. I also think next week, if I could see into the future, probably also won't really have much of anything. I mean, we went over it. This actually might just be a short thing, just because there's really not a lot going on.
Yeah. Yeah, the only big news that I think I've heard this week is Epic Games, the FTC, hit them with a $500 million fine.
Did they eat it?
Yeah, they
Nice.
accepted it.
Nice. Well, we don't want to start our New Year's by seeing stuff about games that are supposed to be released that year getting pushed to 2024. That doesn't seem. Yeah, I guess that's good enough. So this one is interesting. So Activision Blizzard's president and CEO, COO, not CEO, COO is leaving the company. So that should be operations, I believe.
Yeah. I wouldn't say altogether surprising. Most of the administration for Activision Blizzard was supposed to step down when the
When
merger
everything happened.
finalized.
Yeah.
But we'll see if the merger gets finalized now.
Yep. Earlier announced he's joined Firm Yuga's Labs, the company behind the Board Ape Yacht Club NFTs. Oh god.
Yeah. So yeah, he knew he was losing his job and probably just went out and found another one. Is
Yeah.
basically what that comes down to.
Yeah. God. In company building. Well, I don't even know what to say besides that one. Hey, preempt the conclusion of $69 by next summer. FTC lawsuit. The CEO Bobby Kotick is the sole Activision Blizzard executive to hold change of control protection that would reward him financially in the event he's replaced following a takeover. Should he be terminated following Microsoft's acquisition, could he be in line to receive hundreds of millions of dollars? Kotick came under fire this year for allegedly enabling a toxic workplace culture. Yeah. Yep. But, no. Whatever. Amazon confirms its God of War adaptation. I don't. What? Like TV show Amazon? Like.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Making a God of War TV show.
You missed that shit, dog. You could have done that back in the ancient Greece one with like Spartacus back on the HBO thing with all that banging and stuff. You missed your chance for a really spicy one. Henry Cavill has a Warhammer show. I know he was
Yeah,
big into it.
yeah, so this has just been a whole big mess.
Oh
He
no.
left the Witcher series because they were getting too far away from the source material and he didn't like it
Yep.
because he was a huge fan of that franchise and so he just left.
Yep.
The main character leaves the series.
Yep.
And
Good
then he
luck.
goes to DC to play Superman, I believe. And
Yeah.
then they're
Good.
like, "Nah, we're going to get somebody else to do it."
Yep.
And so now he's got the Warhammer series. So
Yep. In Black Adam, seemingly not hitting the numbers Warner Brothers hoped it might. Cavill's informed by James Gunn that he won't be his Superman moving forward. I wonder if that means I can monitor the role of Geralt. This rumor is running for it as Cavill working and starring in a Warhammer 40,000 series. Yeah. Yep. Like, I don't know though. Like for me personally, like, yeah, sure, you're an actor, do your job, but like, and there's nothing worse than a fan, the lens of a fan, right? But I don't know, I kind of respect that.
yeah,
Uh, um, at the same time, like, I respect that only if what you want makes sense. There's some people that are
yeah,
that are fans of the series but have their certain opinion, right? And that's not really like an opinion is not it, right? But if you're like, I want Geralt to,
yeah.
become
My
celibate,
opinion,
like
yeah,
then
my
yeah,
opinion, my opinion with especially The Witcher in general, because yes, you have the source material for the books, and then you have the video games.
mm-hmm.
I feel like a TV show has to diverge from that because what's the point of just taking what's already in the games where you already have a visual representation and then putting it in
Yeah.
video form?
Uh, but and this is, I don't know, so maybe you can tell me if you do, but it might not just be a we're doing something different, but like you're breaking the character.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
I don't know if it's ever been said what his disagreement was or whether or
yeah.
not.
Most of the time,
Uh,
to keep things civil, they don't, right? Like,
yeah. And even if they did say what it was, I wouldn't know because I don't know enough about the series to.
yeah, I know nothing about the series. I know that the author is a little bit of a sexist person and some other shit, but whatever. Uh, bad people can still write good books. Um, but yeah, other than that, yeah, I know nothing really about the series. Um, so yeah, like I said, it's only because I agree with you. What is the point? All right, you have a third medium. What do you? Well, first off, the video games didn't tell the story correctly. uh, but I don't think Geralt's character was broken by it.
Yeah.
People from Witcher can tell me differently, like Witcher fans. But yeah, so like I said, now I think it was, and I love Andrew Garfield Spider Man. Um, but I think one of the gripes that he wanted was he wanted to have Peter Parker be bisexual or something like that, or gay. And I think, yeah, sure, superheroes in general need to have more representation in the LGBTQ community, right? But Peter Parker is kind of known for the Mary Jane, right? Like Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy. So it would be very weird, to just kind of drop that change. Uh, and so a lot of fans of obviously the series was just like, I don't know, like I don't think that would really work. Um, so there's stuff like that as a fan where it's like, dude, yeah, I don't care. One of the Green Lanterns was gay. That's awesome. Like, who cares? But Peter Parker was not one you could really, I think, do that and have people take that well. Um, and maybe it was a scenario like that where it's like you want to do something to the character that's fundamentally just breaking the character.
Yeah.
But maybe not, right? Maybe it was just, no, this doesn't align with my vision, or isn't the game, or isn't the book. Which, in that case, I agree with you, dude. Like, what's the point of retelling the story that's already been told? Well, we're talking about a man who will become a former Witcher after season 3 of the Netherlands. Let's talk about the current gen Witcher 3, which finally rolled out this week. Is free to anyone who already owns the game. Yep. This is a Cavill Easter egg. While most of the feed has been positive, PC player ray tracing it appears to make it slow. Yeah, I mean, sorry, CD Projekt Red. High in Life gets mixed reactions. I haven't even seen anybody play the game.
I saw somebody who I don't even really watch. They're just always suggested to me on Twitch because I think they're a soul streamer, and since I watch Hob, it's like, hey, you should watch this person. But on the like suggested things, it was on there, and they were playing on like launch day. But I think that's the only time I've seen it.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I also mainly only watch Dan, and this is not a game that would be in Dan's.
No. Yeah, Dan's
Dan would
not gonna
probably play it, but
family friendly.
the source material is not the family friendly.
Yeah. And they need to have an all censored version. Spider-Man 2 has a launch window. That's exciting. 2023. And eventually Caved Out will be here in fall. Nice. Huge fan of speaking of Peter Parker. I like Miles too, but that is good. Work on Last of Us Part 3 has begun. Alright, cool. And that's it. Alright, on to the on to the wrap up. For real, before I show you something that I just think is cool, do you have anything?
I don't know. I will tell you, I picked up, or not picked up, but it's free since it's on PlayStation. But I started playing Deathloop this weekend. I
Yeah.
slept on that game.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured, man. That might be my next one. I started, speaking of games that quote unquote being slept on, and I already told you this in person, but man, there's just some games that I guess, even though they're popular, just aren't meant for me. And Red Dead Redemption 2, like I was playing it a little bit, and I was just like, dude, I'm just not having fun. And it doesn't
Yeah.
mean that I think it's a bad game or anybody that likes it. Like it got so much critics, but and rave reviews. But I liken it to someone saying, "Hey, this movie is an award-winning movie," and then you go to watch it, and you're just like, "This is just really boring." Like I could see, I could see the things that they're talking about, the innovation, but it's just not for me. And I think that's where Red Dead Redemption has finally landed for me.
Yeah. Yeah, but for Deathloop, it has. I don't know if I would consider it a straight up roguelike, because in my opinion, roguelikes, in most roguelikes, you can beat the game on the first or second attempt if you're really good.
Yeah.
This one you cannot do that.
No.
Uh, no, it takes several or cycles, if you will, because there are 8 bosses that you have to kill, but you have to go and or like find clues and figure out where these bosses are at any given point, because you have 8 bosses you have to kill, but you only have 4 time slots to kill them in.
Oh
So
wow.
you have to plan out, hey, are there going to be 2 bosses in the same location at the same time so I can get a double kill?
Oh wow. Yeah.
uh, So yeah, you have to actually, you don't have to do research yourself. It will, once you find the clue, the
It
game
will
like
tell
presents
you.
it and it's like, hey, this
Yeah.
person's here at this time now. Uh,
Yeah.
so
But
you
that,
don't
I
have to
imagine that
memorize stuff.
variable changes.
Yeah. For like one instance, and it's not even that they're always there. Like one guy, he goes and does research at night, and you need him to go to a party so you can kill him when some other people who are at the party. So during the day, you go destroy his research so he's not doing the research at night.
That's really cool, though. I like that.
but but you have to have faced him at night while he's doing his research to learn why he's doing the research.
Ah, I get what you're saying. So you could technically, on a second playthrough, probably do it in.
I don't know because I don't know if you can get enough research on a second day.
Mm.
Um, Possibly.
Now
If
I
you hit
almost
the
wanna.
exact right stuff. I don't know. Uh,
Hmm. Can you beat Deathloop a day? I don't even know what that means. Single loop. Executing the masterful single loop as part of the ending it mission. Will take a lot of investigating, more than a few gunfights, definitely multiple loops on the mysterious island of Black Reef. I imagine that doesn't actually mean a day.
yeah. So
Yeah.
now one thing about it is you can complete a day without dying.
Yeah.
It still resets the
Yeah,
loop.
the time, there's a
Yeah.
time loop on top of it, right? It's not
Yeah.
just.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
I mean, I've reset 5 or 6 times, I believe, and I've only died twice. So, and one of them I think was a forced death.
Gotcha.
Because every they call them visionaries is what the bosses are. They
Yeah.
each have their own what you would call ultimate ability, and when you kill them, you get to take it.
Oh wow.
And so you can actually slot in two of those abilities plus your own. Your own ability lets you, when you die, rewind time.
That's a
Uh,
pretty OP ability.
yeah, but it works twice. So if you die 3 times, you're dead.
Just need to
uh,
kill him 2 more times.
yeah, most of my deaths are not from people die or like actually killing me with guns or something like that. It's something like he can't swim, so if you jump in the water,
Oh man.
he automatically dies. Walking into a landmine, that gets me. That kind of stuff. Uh,
That's great.
but yeah, and you can play it several different ways too. You can just do the whole run and gun thing where you just run in, or you can go completely stealth and kill people with a machete.
Jesus. That is not a
uh,
friendly way to kill somebody.
no, um, but also when you do die, all of your everything you've collected resets. But it does have a mechanic where you can collect a material and apply it to a weapon or an attachment or something, and then you get to keep it.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Uh, so
That
it
sounds
does have
like.
roguelike elements, though I wouldn't
Call it a
consider
roguelike.
it a straight up roguelite.
Yeah. Huh.
And there's some really funny parts to it as well. Uh, because, for instance, I'll just tell you one. It's not spoilers or anything, but
Yeah, yeah.
he's going through, and the main antagonist, every time slot you go to a new area, she calls you on the radio and starts talking to you.
Yeah.
And at one point, the main character's just like, "So how long have I been here?" It's like, "I know you know, so just tell me." She's like, 17 years. He's like, 17 years? And then she goes, "The first time." He goes, "What do you mean the first time?" It's like, "Well, back in the 50s, you got off the island, but you came back." He's like, "Why the fuck did I
For real.
do that?"
Why did you?
Because the game starts with you having lost your memory, so you don't even know what's going on. You don't even know your name. So you're having to find all this stuff out.
uh, it has 2 multiplayer
Yeah, so the
playthroughs.
multiplayer is you join in as the antagonist and you invade other people's games and try to kill them while they're trying to progress through the game.
Wow. Use protect the loop. You'll get a loadout screen. Use purple streak. Invading friends game. Yeah, I mean this would be easy, but it's obviously a friend, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty cool. apparently been sleeping on Deathloop. Who knows? That might be the next one. You can go take a look at Metacritic and see what the next highest one could be. Deathloop. I know it got pretty good reviews.
Yeah.
I see Destiny now and I get all sad.
Destiny Assassin's Creed?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Apparently. Crossover. I want to be Ezio. Wait a minute. Why does fucking the Warlock have the old Ezio Auditore? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I know I'm a hunter main, but come on now.
Who does the hunter have?
I don't even know. It looks
Yeah, I
like
don't recognize the
the Greek one.
Ah,
I
yeah, I
see
haven't
the
played that one, so I
yeah
could.
Odyssey.
And who's the Titan? I can't. Well, it disappeared.
Well, it's gone now. Different ads. We'll never know. Oh man. Oh yeah, I want to show you this before we talk about Dark and Darker. Then hopefully before you go on dinner, play Dark and Darker. So do you know what this is? This is the Chat GPT thing.
No.
So basically, it's a chat bot. It's chat.openai.com, and you can pretty much tell it to do almost anything. I told it to write me a serious love letter from my wife and or poem, and boom, I was typing random shit. Write me an update statement in SQL to update the customer table with ID of 10 to and column S first name to be Joe. And you can do procedures, you can do like, a whole bunch of stuff. There it is.
Nice.
I had someone do this with like an actual procedure. Explain quantum physics. If I could spell physics to me, as if I were a small child. That's not how you spell quantum, Marco. Quantum physics is a branch of physics that to behave with very small particles like atoms and particle size, but sometimes beam stream, confused laser, different things behave in the everyday world. One of the weird things about quantum particles is they can be two places at the same time, or they can spin opposite directions at the same time. This might seem impossible, but it's what quantum particles do. Another strange thing about quantum physics is that when scientists try to measure or observe these tiny particles, they change the way particles behave. It's like particles know they're being watched and they act differently because of it. Quantum physics is really hard to understand, and even scientists who study it have a lot of questions about how it works, but it's an important field of study because it helps us understand how the world works at the smallest scales. Here, let's do a fun one. Write me a Shakespearean. I don't know how to spell again. Shakespearean. Teach me how to spell. Write me a Shakespearean play where the main character, a short, I don't need a long one, a short Shakespearean play where the main character
Doesn't die.
Tries to achieve. I don't want to use the word kill or anything, right? Tries to climb a mountain, but every time he falls, he has to wake up and do it again. Act 1, Scene 1. The character Climber standing at the base of the mountain. Climber. Lo, the mountain stands tall and proud before me. A challenge to be conquered, a test of my will. I shall ascend to its peak and claim my victory. Act 2 begins to climb the mountain. Halfway up. The climb is steep and treacherous, but I shall not be deterred. I will reach the top no matter the cost. Slips and falls to the ground. Scene 3. Where am I? Ah, the mountain. I must fall asleep on the climb. I must try again. Climber is near the top of the mountain. Climber. I'm almost there. I can see the summit. Just a little further. Just a little more. Not again. Why does this keep happening to me? I must keep trying. I must reach the top. I did it. I made it to the top. The view is breathtaking. The air is sweet. I have conquered the mountain. I have tried. Beautiful.
Impressive, though. I don't think the dialogue is sophisticated enough, if you
All
will,
right.
to be Shakespearean.
Yeah. Let's test that one out because it's hard to do in a solo thing, right? So, write me a short play. We won't do Shakespearean this time. Where there is two people getting into an argument over who is better at the video game. So let's see if an actual dialogue is better. Shakespearean's too, by the way, kind of throws shit out. So let's see this. Act 1, C1. Jack and Jill.
Jack and Jill.
Ha! Take that. You got lucky that time. Lucky? I'm the best at this game. Please, I could beat you with my eyes closed. Oh, really? Prove it. Fine, let's play again. Jack and Jill are playing the video game again. See, I told you I could beat you. That was just a fluke. A fluke? I've won 3 rounds in a row. Fine, let's play one more time. Yes, I finally beat you. You got lucky again. Lucky? I'm the best at this game. Wait a minute. We'll see about that. Let's play one more time.
Act 2. Do we get a...
I finally beat you fair and square. That was just a fluke. A fluke? I won 4 rounds in a row. We went up from 3. Fine, let's play one more time. Yo, this might not end. We got a loop. Yes, I won again. Fine, you win. You're the best at this game. I knew it all along. All right, I'll give you that. All right. So, yeah, I thought this thing was cool. You can literally tell it to write like programs though, like be like, oh, I need a function to do this, and so in 2 weeks' time, if you need to do your job, you go ahead and do that.
The funny thing is that and I'm sure I've told you this, my master's project was in artificial intelligence. I could probably teach this thing to do my job.
You probably really could. Like, honestly, I've actually done this. I haven't sent it yet, but I was like, write me an email to a disgruntled client that I am working as best and fast as I can.
And since this is online, you could even automate it.
Yeah, I know, right? Just send off the email. And it will hopefully be done with the project soon. So at the TA conference I went to, the guy was like, "Hey, write me a speech to all these technical people, about how even though it's been a while, that we appreciate the hard work they do, and it's important to mentor." And the thing he wrote down or spit out was probably, it was halfway through it. He goes, "This is better than anything I can ever." But yeah, definitely the dialogue in the playwriting. Oh man.
Yeah. I would say I've been messing around with an AI art generator, and I know there's ethical things with that, but I've been having fun with it. I'm not like trying to sell the stuff I create or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with using it as long as you're not trying to sell anything, right?
I'm gonna send you something that I think you will probably be the only person to appreciate.
All right.
Yeah. so I just was trying to learn how to use it, and so I figured I would try to create Emiko.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah.
Alright. Wow, holy shit. Yeah, for anybody who can't see it, and this looks exactly like maybe a little bit off, but like, damn, man.
Yeah. Let me see here.
That's awesome. Yeah. Dear client, I hope this email finds you well. I wanted to reach out and apologize for the difficulty you've been experiencing with our product/service. I understand this has been frustrating for you, and I want to assure you that we're working diligently to resolve your issue as soon as possible. We value your business and your satisfaction is our top priority. We apologize for any inconvenience this caused and hope to have a resolution for you soon. In the meantime, please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any additional concerns or questions. We appreciate your patient understanding as we work to resolve this issue. Thank you for your business, and we hope to have the opportunity to see you again in the future.
Here's another one for you. This was my Final Fantasy 14 character.
Yo, yeah, but that was her.
It looks exactly like her.
Yeah, holy crap, man. Dude, that is just scary stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been having fun with that.
Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, like I said, it'd be different if you're like now selling 3x10 prints.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know nothing about it. I know Brittany was talking about the legality that people are like, is that theft? And I do have
Yeah.
to like, yes, like it is.
Yes. Yeah.
If you're selling it, and that's the difference between anything else, right? Like if you're writing for yourself or doing stuff for yourself, or then it's not theft. You're not
Yeah, and I'm not even
doing it.
sure it's theft for the person using it. I think the issue comes into the people who are creating these generators.
I agree,
Uh,
because it has to be
yeah.
scraping and parsing from something.
Yeah, and I know one of them. I can't remember which website it is, but someone actually dug through and found out that in their user agreement, it says that they can take your stuff that you post on there and use it for AI art generation. You have to opt out of it.
Oh
Uh,
wow,
so they've covered themselves legally that way.
damn. Yeah, I mean, if they technically in the user agreement, even if you didn't read it, that is technically on you. I think the difference is if I'm posting shit to Deviant Art and you're scraping my shit, and I never told you you could, that would be different, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
but
yeah, and there's also a whole thing about people are claiming that these things are pulling straight from DeviantArt. Um, and
that'd be very difficult to prove.
yeah, they're not doing that, but that's what people have put out,
Yeah,
and they've kind of got the general public to think
to
that's how these
believe
things
that.
are working.
Yep,
And
and I wouldn't be
yeah,
surprised if it's not.
well, they kind of disproved it because a lot of people on DeviantArt put up like they just flooded the whole website with anti AI symbolism.
Yeah,
Yeah, it didn't pull any of that.
yeah, yeah. It makes sense. I
uh,
mean, yep.
but yeah, uh, I say use it. Like, I mean, I say there's not a problem using it, kind of like I do, just for curiosity purposes or for your own self.
Yeah, make
I
profile
created,
pictures. Who cares,
yeah,
right?
I created my Warhammer character profile picture with it.
Oh yeah, what does that one
Because
look like?
let me see if I can pull that up. Um, that is on my phone, I believe, not on my iPad.
Yeah, send it to
I've
me
got
later. Everybody in the
I've got it
stream.
right here.
Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah. Uh, Here it is. And I mean, I feel like this is less stealing than me just Googling something and
Holy
stealing it
shit,
straight up.
that is really cool. And yes, I do agree with you because, like, even in my characters, unless Brittany, which she did uh, for my profile picture here, this is drawn by my wife. But for everything else that I do, where I'm like, oh, I have to upload, like, or I should upload something, I just Google elf like wood
Yeah.
elf, black hair, like whatever, and then I'm like, cool, I copy and paste it. It's not going anywhere. It's not content that's even for this stuff, right? Where even if this ever became monetized, it's not. I don't use that, so who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people do care. Some people believe that is stealing, but I still pirate things, so f you.
Yeah,
Um,
there is a whole group of people that think that
even ripping
a
an
lot of
image.
these artists who are claiming that no one should use AI art and everything are now gatekeeping
Yeah.
because they're taking a tool away from people who don't have that talent.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah. 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 Like, in if
but yeah, I mean, I can see both sides of it.
I agree,
Like
I
me,
think there's
I've
something
tried
for
to
both.
draw. I'm not good at it. I can do this because I do know how to work computers.
Yeah.
Uh, but I also see the people who make a living off of drawing stuff are now losing business. So I can see how they're,
Upset.
yeah.
Yep. Literally, the computers are taking their jobs.
Yeah, so I'm not going to tell anybody how they should feel about this, but I also don't think anybody should tell other people how they should feel about it.
Well, good luck getting people to come around to that train of
Oh
thought.
yeah, for sure.
But I agree with you. If you feel morally ambiguous about it, do some research and then make your own decision. I'm not here to tell you what to do one way or another. Um, but yeah, so I think that wraps up most of it. I did want to talk about Dark and Darker. There's been some changes from the last playtest, but overall, it's still pretty cool. I basically that's really where I've landed on it, but I want to kind of your thoughts. Yeah, the game in general, or the big changes from first to second. What do you think it needs? I think you have a better gauge than on that than I do.
um, I'm not sure what I'd say. I think it needs. So from what we're seeing, we're on the second level, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
Uh, so yeah, I would like to see the first level put in. The three-person teleports put back, at least on that first level. I can understand them not having them on the second level and the third,
yeah.
because those are supposed to be better stuff. Um, I do like the addition of the high roller dungeon, uh, but we didn't. The one time we ran it, we didn't seem to
Yeah,
think it was worth it. So maybe a little better, something to make it more worth spending 70
I do
gold to get
think
in there.
that in the latest hot patch they increased it. I think.
Possibly. I know I
But yeah.
watched Dan was actually playing it today. Him and
Oh, nice.
Northern Lying were
Yeah.
duoing, and they ran one, and they actually extracted both of them from it, and they
Nice.
got out with Northern Lion had 110 gold worth of stuff, and Dan had like 90, so they made a profit, but not anything
No,
substantial for.
that and I literally my one rogue run that I showed you where I walked away with an epic shield and
Oh yeah, I
yeah,
mean that
that's
library run we had.
150 gold.
Yeah, that library run we had the other what a couple of days ago,
Yeah.
where we both come out of there with full gear.
Yeah, yeah. That was insane. And 10 tons of health potions. I didn't have to
Yeah,
spend any money.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
weird.
It feels like there needs to be something more to that. I will say though, with Dan and Northern Lion playing today, they found the High Roller dungeon to be nicer.
Oh yeah,
Uh, the
you come
the
across
people
other
were
people,
yeah, the people were less likely to
just
um
try
yeah,
and
try to
murder the
gank
shit.
you.
So
Yeah.
then we just got extremely unlucky.
Yeah. There's also the thing that these are two streamers, and
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
probably a
People
high likelihood
recognize.
that they're
Yeah,
getting steam strike
yeah,
by their fans.
yeah, yeah. And
Uh
their fans aren't going to, just
yeah.
well, some will, but
But yeah,
most
I
won't.
know they ran into another duo, and they had they did the whole like crouch thing to be like, yo,
Yeah,
we're friendly, and
yep.
then they put down a campfire, and all four of them set at the campfire, which by the way I learned you can set it a campfire that's not even from your team.
Wow.
Uh,
Just walk up to somebody's campfire randomly, just sit down next to them. I want to do
yeah.
that now and just see if they they flip out.
So yeah. Uh,
Oh man.
but yeah, they were getting ganked in the regular lobby.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned that too. Is like, and I haven't done the high roller besides the once, but like, man, people really seem to thirst, like,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
that kills in the normal one. Like, they have nothing on, I have nothing on. All right, you got me. Who gets
Yeah.
anything?
Yeah, and I think that's probably you asked me what it needed. Um, and I think that's probably the thing it needs the most is finality
Yeah.
because there are no consequences for just doing that right now
Yep.
because you're losing everything in a week anyway.
Yeah. 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 Why do I care, right?
Yeah. So I
Uh,
do think when you add some finality to it, people start to think a little more about their actions.
what would be pretty cool too is like a bounty system. Like, so if you kill another player, you get hit with like a 5 gold bounty, right, or something very small and insignificant. Because obviously you can kill people. Then and the bounty doesn't last for more than the dungeon run, right? So if someone else kills you, they'll get the 5 gold, but you'll be marked so people will know, right? And then possibly have that increase based off of every single time you do it. And then once you get 100 gold, you're just marked. Like you enter and you're marked.
Yeah,
I mean,
could do
so
something like that.
because that's
They
the
may need
hard part.
another game mode or something like that.
Yeah,
That is also something possible. As I wouldn't hate to see just a straight up
PVE.
PVE game mode.
Yeah, I kind of I like, obviously, as you know, I like the PvP aspect. I like the fact that you can go between
Yeah,
somebody who's
yeah,
not a
and I
dick.
will say though that if they do introduce a PVE,
There
then
needs to be a
the
different
the loot
content,
needs to be drastically worse in that.
and
uh,
it has to not be shared. It has to be like a hardcore server versus a normal server. I
eh.
I shouldn't be able to farm the best gear on my PvE
Well,
server
that's
and
why I
then
was saying that I would let's say that blue gear is a 5% drop now. On the PvE server, you could make it 0.5% or something like that. Just straight
nerf
nerf
it
the
to the
drops.
ground.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, you're right. That, and honestly, the people that are doing that, even if they're doing it to get geared, are the people that don't want to fuck with PvP to begin with.
yeah.
So, because the people that do want to do the PvP to begin with, even if they were like, I could do this in the easier mode, they still rather kill somebody else and just take their shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, but overall, it's pretty good
Yeah. I've been enjoying it.
now that you're a barbarian, man.
Yeah. I have been enjoying the barb.
Yeah, I've been enjoying both the ranger and the rogue. I think those are my two favorites. I haven't done any spell casting though. Maybe I'll do some spell casting if we can get Ryan on. I don't really want to do that solo or
Yeah.
even 2 man.
Yeah. I've tried it. It's so hard to, especially with all when the two people you're playing with are melee.
Yeah,
Trying
it's just like weaving in fireballs. I'm like, oh god.
to.
But yeah, I think that'll wrap it up for this week. Hopefully we'll see you next Monday. If I do stream, I'll probably stream Dark and Darker. Not today's session, but maybe tomorrow if we're playing.